This is a highly programmable, compact USB RF signal generator capable of generating 4.4 GHz. An open source USB RF signal generator from CircuitValley. It allows you to generate various frequencies and do multiple operations automatically. This device can be programmed and operated using a PC and can also operate in standalone mode. So whatever the operation you program to the device, either you can program them over the PC and control the device signal generation over the PC, or you can program these devices into the flash memory of the device and device can work in the standalone mode. So in this video, I'm going to show you few new features addition to this device, how we have changed and updated some software to be more intuitive, and we have implemented a specific feature on the request from the ham radio community that device can execute certain number of macros. So you can program the device to follow some steps, for example, set a frequency, wait n number of times, and then again turn on the output, turn off the output, set a frequency, or whatever you want to program. There are various ways you can program the macros, and of course standard features are still supported. You can do sweep, you can do hopping, you can of course do various other parameter programming. The PLL module is completely under your control using the software, and this device as shown here features two output, both of them from the same PLL, and features one input as well. This aux input can accept external references, can synchronize between multiple USB devices, output sync signal, input signals, input 6 signals, which is all programmable from the USB application, and a USB-C connector. And also shows you on the front there is a small little LED which shows you the PLL status, just in case you program some extremely wrong values, so it will show you the exact PLL status if it is good or bad. It's a completely open source design, and software and everything else is available, so you can customize the program and do whatever you want to do. So this new feature addition does not require any hardware change, so there is hardware stays exactly the same, and we will only do firmware changes and software changes. Primarily all the things which are software related, they will be still supported by the old device with the old firmware. So now we will move to the computer and I'll show you what features have been updated to the device and how you can operate it and easily program this device for your use. So now in front of you, you can see the new user interface, and we are web recording the RTB2004 for the sake of you showing you that how macros and everything else get programmed with the program. So this application has received few updates. For example, this RF power selector, you can select roughly the estimate power. I mean, these are not exact values for ADF4351, but you can select power and select between different 4 or 5 levels what ADF4351 allows. And there is also this representation of how the PLL is configured, how internal and external references are mapped out. You can click here if you want to, and the RF will turn on automatically. And you can of course click the normal button which is down here, and you can of course the already other features are already there. If you have multiple devices connected to the computer, they will be listed here. You can click identify which one is yours and stuff like that. Now the sweep and hop is a little bit streamlined. There is no dedicated display for stream, and it will show you how many steps and how much total time of the sweep is possible. On the aux in functionality, if you change aux in, then it will update the diagram, and you will see this aux is primarily meant for sweeping. Sync in, and it will automatically sweep, and macro start execution will sync in. So when you send a pulse, it will start sweep, and if the macro is configured, then it will start macro. Of course, these are meant primarily for in-device, not really for applications execution. And you can of course select external reference. External reference will show you, and external reference frequency is also selectable. You can program your own frequency if you're having 10 megahertz reference and stuff like that. So generally it will left for sync out, and these arrows will represent that you are having, what do you call it? You are having a sync out and internal reference. Same ref frequency, start and stop frequencies for sweep and everything else. This is exactly same. Now the updated system allows you to very long sweep time, so this step can be very, very large. And same thing with the macro as well. Now this macro programming has multiple steps. You can enable multiple steps. Minimum step is of course 2, because there will be no macro without 2 steps at least. So you can have multiple steps, and once you click the start macro, then it will go through these loops and do something. Right now they're all programmed at 100 megahertz, so they make no sense. Fragmented macros of course not allowed. Then you click it will automatically enable n number of steps. It will show you how many steps are enabled. So, and here also you can select very large values and long timeouts. For sake of demonstration, I will leave it to 500, and we will select maybe here, because it's normal oscilloscope, not an RF signal analyzer. I'll select 35 megahertz. We'll go to 45 megahertz, and we will go to maybe 50 megahertz here. So on the right side, you can see there is a thing called recal PLL. It's not used as selectable. Recal PLL is only needed when you are selecting between, changing between frequencies. If you are hopping from 50 to, say, let's say 50, and same frequency, and you are just only changing output on and off. Okay, so you can program your own macro, do whatever you want to do, change the frequencies between step, wait for that particular step for a few seconds or few milliseconds, and enable disable RF on that particular state. And you can program macro to flash as well, and you can start macro in device macro. In device macro is supported by every firmware, even the old firmware will support it, no problem. But the programming flash, you will need to update the firmware. So let's start, and you will see that it shows you some things, and maybe it's too fast, but this macro is running and it's doing its thing. So it switches from 35 megahertz to 45 megahertz, then switches to 50 megahertz, then turn off for some time. If you want, we can increase the turn off time to maybe like 1000, and you will see that gap will increase accordingly. So this is a neat feature for hobby RF people, because they sometimes need to send these presence tokens on the things automatically. You can, of course, insert dead time. For example, I will enable this and keep the output off. Keep the output off. Let's have the frequency same 50 megahertz. So that it doesn't do recal, and increase the time to very large value. This 1 second, and this is like 60 seconds, 600 seconds. This is not needed. So now you will see that it will repeat after very long amount of time. It will take a lot of time on that particular step and stay like that. And it will loop back. If you selected the loop, then it will loop back. This feature, everything is supported in device itself. So this same thing, if you do, then it will be working in the device itself as well. So this thing is very nice and very well implemented. You can definitely use this device for various purposes. So every feature which is listed here is you can program to flash, and standalone operation is also accepted. So maybe let's change it back to 10 ms or something like that. I'll disable, let it run, and few new things is while you're running macro, this little red icon will appear and will show you, if you are in a different window, that macro is running. And frequency, of course, updated, and the output status, of course, updates depending on if you are having output on or off or whatever you are doing. Same thing will happen if you run a sweep. Then it will sweep from whatever the frequencies you have programmed, and with the step wherever you have programmed. And this also show you that control is being taken over by the sweep. And of course, you cannot try to run. If you try to run the macro, then macro will of course take over. But right now, the sweep is controlled by the sweep function. So RF is showing you the sweep. The sweep is visible on the screen. Sweep does not have feature of turning off the output for n number of time. If you want to turn off the output for some time, then you need to enable the macros and stuff like that. We will add more features maybe to show you the status of this timeout. If just in case you have large timeout, then we will show you here how long have been the time elapsed, and we'll see how it goes. Everything can be, of course, programmed in flash, and here you can program the sweep and everything else in the flash. From here you can program macros to the flash. And of course, macros and sweep function cannot be enabled at the same time, and macros and fixed frequencies also not enabled at the same time. So this is the new device, and it's fully featured, small little compact RF signal generator. Very useful in a very constrained environment or in a test setup where you need just a normal source and quickly set up your RF test systems. So that's it for this video. You can visit my website www.circuitvalley.com for more information about this product.